Woodstock 50th anniversary. Let's talk about it. Michael Lang was honored at the Long Island Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony just last week. And I was doing some press. They were talking, and he said, we have definite plans for a 50th anniversary of Woodstock. Let me clarify, though. He says, I'm excited. I am indeed. Asked if he could unveil any details. The 73-year-old promoter, entrepreneur said, these are plans. This is not a done deal yet, but it's very close. What do you think? 50th anniversary of Woodstock. Fun time to get in there and start thinking about, if you're into fantasy sports and music, we could play Fantasy Woodstock Festival, fantasy festivals. Who do you put on a 50th anniversary of Woodstock? Big responsibility there. Huge. What artists from the original can you get back? Jimmy, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, The Who, Santana, Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin, Sly, Grateful Dead, Joe Cocker, Richie Havens, The Band, Creedence, Joan Baez, John Sebastian, Canned Heat, Country Joe. A lot there. Like, when you think about it, I mean, this was the festival, right? This was the festival of all festivals. 50,000 are going to be here. 400,000 show up. Massive amount of history to it. They had the 94 thing. They did it again in 99. Some people thought it was amazing. I think a lot of people thought it was good. Some people were like, meh, this isn't Woodstock. They were charging like $8 for water. You started hearing some of those stories and such. Again, it's 2018, so we're going to hear a rash of negativity. No matter how wonderful anything is, there's still going to be a negative side to it. So who do you get in there? Because I think it's weird now, but honestly, old Cella, Paul McCartney's words, not mine, but the desert trip thing they did a couple of years ago, to me, that was massive. Stones, Dylan, McCartney, Neil Young, Roger Waters, and The Who. Like, you've got to top that. You've got to be better than that. That was the festival for all festivals. Massive lineup right there. A lot of dough. Pull that thing off. You got to kind of do the same thing. But at the same time, you got to kind of you got to have some of the artists that are still around that did the original. You can't have a Woodstock without having some of the original artists come back. That would be crazy. That would be utterly crazy. You can get Arlo back in there. You can get Joan. Santana would be great. Have Santana go back and perform. John Sebastian still doing his thing. The Dead, or Dead and Company or whatever would be good. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. If there was ever a time to get that reunion back and going. 50th anniversary of Woodstock certainly would be something, wouldn't it? I think that would be amazing. There's really not a lot of artists that are still like fully left intact. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young is one of them. Creedence would be cool. But then do you fill it up? I mean, I feel like, at the time, these were all the, up-and-coming artists, the, artists in their heyday. These were the artists of the day. On the original one, do you do that now? Do you pack it with the Taylor Swifts and the Cardi B's, Mariah Carey? Like, right? Do you go that way? Or do you keep it more Mumford & Sons, Avett Brothers, Gary Clark Jr.? Is it just a mishmash of everything? Like, to me, you got to have the Stones. You got to have McCartney. You got to have Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Pearl Jam. 50th anniversary of Woodstock's big. What if they just did a 25th anniversary of the 25th anniversary show? Would that take some of the heat off? Would that take some of the pressure off? I don't know. What do you think? This is really an opinion-based break for us here on the morning show. This is really like, what do you like? Which way do you go? Eminem has been killing it for long. Jay-Z, like, do you got to get some hip hop in there. And then where do you put all these people? I mean, I know Bethel Woods is like huge now and it's an official venue and all that stuff, but I mean, 400,000 came to that original one. You gotta kind of tune it up a little bit here. You gotta kind of make it happen. How many people went to the 25th anniversary? It was big too. I don't think it was. Let me see here. It was bigger. 550. The crowd at Woodstock 94 was estimated at 550,000. The size of the crowd was larger than concert organizers had planned for, and by the second night, many of the event policies were logistically unenforceable. All right, so there you go. That held true. So they blew the estimate on the second one too. I don't remember how 99 was, but I feel like at the end there were fires at both. I don't know why. Country Joe played 94 as well. See, now here's what's weird. See, look. Like, 94 was great. Orleans played Woodstock 94. Blues Traveler, Delamitri. Now I like Delamitri, but who, like there's some of these are great. Live, Sheryl Crow, Collective Soul, Violent Femmes, Candlebox, cool. The Goats, 3, Huffamoose, Lunch Meat. Like some of these are like, what? Who are these people? The Paul Luke Band, Delight played. Let's see here. Little Louis Vega, Blind Melon, Cypress Hill, Rollins Band, Melissa Etheridge. So there's some big names, but then there's some others that you just... Zucchero. Salt and Pepper played 94. I actually remember that. That was good. Arrested Development, the Allman Brothers Band, Spin Doctors, Traffic, Porno for Pyros, Dylan, Chili Peppers. Peter, you gotta have the Chili Peppers. You can't do 50th without the Chili Peppers. Country Joe, John Sebastian played in 94. Gil Scott played. Green Day, Paul Rogers, backed by Slash, Neil I don't even remember that. That's a good lineup. Jason Bonham. Neville Brothers, Santana came back and played. Yeah, see, you gotta have some of these guys come back. But who do you put in there? Like, you don't want to put somebody that's not going to be here in 5 minutes, Not for the 50th. The 50th's got to be mega. It's got to last, stand the test of time. And could you possibly underestimate the crowd for a fourth time? I don't even know. Can you? Can Upstate hold 600,000 people? Be cool to think about, though, isn't it? It's fun to kind of think about, play fantasy festival. Who would you draft? Who would you headline? Would love to know your thoughts.